Another day, another opportunity for me to spend money I don't need, and I think I discovered a bad place to be, the flea market. I've never been to flea markets before, but after being in a YouTube rabbit hole for like retro game hunting, I found one and I went to it and I actually bought some stuff. I've been kind of into like a PS1 collector thing. I have this region unlocked PS1 Slim that I got from Thailand. I made a video on it. Recently at the SoCal Gimme Expo, I got a PS1 Slim with the screen. So I was like, okay, let me get some games for these, and I did. So I already have the Japanese version of Metal Gear Solid for the PS1. I have the American version right here, 2 discs, of course no case. I also got Star Wars Masters of Terraskasi. It's like a Star Wars fighting game, which is cool. I picked all these up for $18 total, and then I was walking around, doing my thing, being nosy. Came across this place with some guys. He was selling hardware, like tools. And then I saw this case of video games and I was like, okay, what's in here? Lo and behold, a PS1. Now this one is in pretty not clean shape. It has definitely some yellowing to it, some deep scratches. Something's loose in there. But I've taken these apart before and I was fairly confident that I could do it and clean it up. I plugged it in, it does work. And it does display. So this is essentially just gonna be us cleaning this. And I got this for $5. The guy asked for 10. I said, I don't even know if it works. If you guys are at a flea market, try that line because they'll always go down. And he goes, okay, 5. Well, wait, we're not done. The other thing that I got was a PS2 Slim. I also have one of these. This thing has seen better days. It's beat up and it looks nasty. I plug this in, it does turn on, but it doesn't display right. So my first thing is just to clean these up and then see if that helps it in some capacity. Sometimes it does. If not, we can take a closer look and diagnose this to fix it up, make it better. I'm gonna split these videos up in 2 different videos. So we'll have a part 1 with the PS1 because this seems like it's gonna be a little easier, and a part 2 with the PS2 Slim. Also, I got the PS2 Slim for $15. So not as cheap as the PS1, but not bad. Welcome to the PS1 video. We're gonna start by taking this apart, putting it in the tub or in hot water and soap, and just cleaning it. I always say I'm not gonna talk during the video, and I usually do. So I might talk here and there, but it's a fairly straight process, especially because this works. So before we actually clean this thing up, I wanna go ahead and take it apart. That way we can clean it up even better. We hear something rattling inside. So when we take it apart, hopefully we find out what that is. I think a lot of this stuff in here can be resolved by just a good cleaning, whether it's this button sticking or, I don't know, just there's gunk in here. I don't like it. We're gonna clean it up. One more screw. So the fact that this wasn't voided tells me that no one actually has been in here to clean it and or mess it up. So the inside, apart from dust, should be relatively clean. I am curious to find out what was actually making that rattling noise though. So we have our first bug. That's awesome. Okay, we found our rattler. I don't know what this broke off from. Oh, this is disgusting. I'm assuming it's a peg from in here. I don't know. It looks like these pieces right here, but they don't seem broken. I'm not sure. It must not be important. It looks fairly clean on the inside. We'll just blow some air in there, get these bugs out of here, and we'll be good to go on this side. Now the laser does read discs. I'm not gonna clean it, and if I do end up needing to clean it, I can do it with the console put back together. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean everything else around it. Pretty clean thing right there. For the most part, this is good to go. What I really wanna clean is maybe this, but more so the plastic pieces. Now I do want to fully take this apart. Don't think it's too complicated, but we can get lost in the sauce if we don't do it carefully.
feel like we can leave this mechanism in there. So I'm gonna take these plastic pieces and throw them into a bowl of hot water and soap and just scrub it. I'm not gonna get these stains out unless I actually want to like dye it, and I'm not doing that because I don't want to. We'll be back when this is done. All right, with most of the console cleaned up as best as I could and dried, let's assemble it now. Then we get the bottom shell right here, clean. We're gonna slide that through, drop her in just like that. All the ports align, and then we should be able to just close the top. Just like that. Then we'll flip her over and put the screws back. And here we have it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this thing is not mint, right? Let me pull another PS1 that I have here, which is also used but better condition, and you can just see the color difference. You see here that this is a little better. Now, if you want to get to this level of look, there are ways, like I mentioned, where you can go ahead and like do like hydrogen peroxide and all that. I don't really care, right? I just want to make it look clean, make it be clean, and I think I accomplished that. If I want to go ahead, I think honestly I would just reshell this whole thing. And that might be something that I do in the future because this is one of the worst shells that I have. Now that we cleaned it, let's make sure it still works and wrap up the video. Now I know this is a pretty jank camera angle, but let's go ahead and try to turn it on. It looks like we do have power. I don't know if the volume is up. Volume is on 0. Okay, and let's see if it reads the disc. So we have Tekken 3 right here. Actually, we have Pro Skater 2 as well. Let's go with Tekken 3. Spins up pretty well. I guess we can plug the controller in. We might need that. All right. I do have a memory card. I just don't feel like putting it in here right now. All right, I'm gonna get distracted. But I would say that's a pretty good success, guys. I got this thing for $5 at the flea market, untested, brought it back. Not in the best condition, still pretty good. I could go ahead and reshell it like I mentioned, but after a nice cleaning, I know that there's nothing nasty in here and I know that it works. So I would say pretty good pickup for $5. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I picked up 2 consoles. So the next one is the PS2 Slim. That one isn't gonna be as easy as this one. So let's go ahead and see if we can fix that. But that's gonna be the next video. So if you guys wanna see that, make sure you watch for part 2 of this video. Other than that, if you guys like the video, drop a like. If you want to see more videos in the future, consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.